Well, hello everyone. This is your girl, Tanya Biglow, coming to you with a little bit of information, some philosophical information regarding your goals. So today we're going to talk about how to reach your goals and accelerate your success. And in our conversation today, we're going to be with you maybe about 10-15 minutes, and we're going to break down the word reach. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. I hope you have a pen, a piece of paper. Go ahead and get that settled because we are going to get you from where you are to where you want to be in an accelerated pace. Are you ready? All right, so let's go. How to reach your goals and accelerate your success. So, in looking at reaching your goals, when we look at the word reach, the first thing we want to do is realize that you have a right of choice. You have the right to choose your goals. Now, imagine you're back in school, first grade, maybe the third grade, and your teacher asks you this question, and I'm sure you remember, what would you like to be when you grow up? Right? We've all had that question asked of us. We had it asked when we were in grammar school. Maybe you even had that question asked of you when you were in middle school, definitely in high school, right? But the question of what do you want to be when you grow up? Now, for many of us, it was just a goal. It was just a question, right? And many of us said, oh, I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a policeman, right? So those were some of the answers that you may have rendered. And for many of us, we didn't even know it at that time, but the response to that question could have served as a goal that you set for yourself. Now, many of us, I know I didn't, right? When I was first asked that question, I said I wanted to be a nurse. And there was nothing in me that equated my response to actually serving as a goal. So I really want to deep dive into why that was a disconnect. Where did that disconnect come from, right? But one thing we really want to realize is now, as an adult, as someone who is fully conscious and aware of the choices that you make each and every day, or maybe you're not conscious of all of the choices, and that's a whole nother conversation. We'll talk about that later. But I want you all to really realize that you have the power to choose whatever choice or whatever goal you want today. Now, realizing that we don't have a teacher that's going to come and actually ask us that question, but it may be a goal that appears to you, that comes to you as the form of seeing something and saying, hey, that would be a good thing to strive for. Or going to a seminar or a conference and saying, hey, that's a great goal to reach. Or maybe reading a book and coming to the conclusion that, hey, this is something that I really want to achieve in life. But what really is a goal, right? Because remember, when we were in school, for many of us, I know for me, I did not equate that question of what I wanted to be as an actual goal that I can attain. And what I really didn't understand at that time was what a goal is. But now, as an adult, we understand that a goal is the ability to work towards an effort in a clear and a concise way. Now, we all know that when we're striving for goals, for any of us who've ever reached a goal, know that the the direction of it may not be this straight line that we want, but we do understand the concept that we're starting from one point and then the goal is to get to the other point. No matter how zigzag, how turned around, how upside down that journey may lead. But we do understand what a goal is. So one, we want to recognize that you have the right to choose a goal. Now, we want to talk about in reaching, when we talk about the E, we want to talk about expression. The goal here, we're talking about goals, right, is to really feel fully self-expressed and to feel that way so good that you can express your goals to others. Now, from a philosophical perspective, many of us may have these internal goals, right? We may have a goal of having a certain income by the end of the year, by the end of the month, or by the end of a certain time frame. And for many of us, we choose not to express that goal with other people. Now, I'm not saying to express it in a braggadocious way, but I am asking or sharing that we get to the point where we express what our goals are to someone who's around us, maybe a mentor, maybe a life partner, maybe a spouse, maybe even your children, right? Allowing yourself to express your goal does a lot of things. Number one, it speaks life to it, to the universe. So what does that mean, right? Well, we may or may not read the good book. I don't know what your preference is, but I know that it says life and death are in the power of the tongue, right? There are many scriptures that I could have brought up, but this is the one I want to focus on. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if you never speak your goal, if you never write it down, if you never put it into the ether, it has nowhere to grow. It has nowhere to go. So you have this goal in your mind and somewhere in your conscious, but if you never express it, if you never share with other people, you really, in essence, stifle it. You put yourself in a box where you say, oh, this is something that I want, but I really don't want to share it. I really don't want to express it with other people. And there's something inside of you that's stopping you, that's blocking you from that. And I'm not saying to express it or share it with others who you know would stamp on it or who would try to persuade you to do something different. No. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm talking about sharing it and expressing it in a way and with individuals that would actually help to facilitate it, right? If you're talking to a mentor, being able to express what it is that you want will help you to bring that goal to life. It is a powerful way to ignite what it is that you really want and to put it in a way that will actually accelerate your actions towards success. So first, we want to reach a goal. We want to, one, realize it. I hope everybody's taking notes, right? Two, we want to make sure that we are first, let's take a step back. One, we want to realize that you have the power to choose a goal, right? So whatever that goal is, you have the right to realize it. Number two, we want to make sure that you are clear that you have the ability to express it, and make sure that you express it. Whether you express it verbally to a mentor, to a mate, or whether you express it by writing it out, there is something powerful about doing it, making sure that you express your goal in a variety of ways. So realize, express. Now, as we're reaching towards our goal, we want to make sure that we acknowledge that your success is your responsibility. I want to pause right there, because sometimes We fall back into that childhood state where we're looking for someone else to guide us through. We're looking for someone else to actually get us to that place where we are pulling ourselves and picking our brains to say, okay, what is it that I really want? Well, what is it? We're waiting for someone to come and ask us that question again. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm here to serve as that person to ask you, what do you want to be? Not necessarily when you grow up, because we're already numerically grown, but what do you want to be? Period. Is your goal to be a good mom? Is your goal to be a good dad? Is your goal to leave a legacy for your family, for your children, to leave an inheritance for your children's children? Is your goal to put in place parameters that will allow you to perform in a way that will propel your life to the next level? What is your goal? And acknowledging that goal, that there is nobody else's responsibility to set the goal, to express the goal, or to reach the goal. It is 100% your responsibility. There is nobody coming to save you. There is no teacher that's coming to grade your tests after you've been given the questions. It is your right to acknowledge the fact that if you want to be successful, if you want to reach that goal, it is 100% your responsibility every day. No exception. In reaching your goal, one, we want to realize that you have the right to choose a goal. Number two, we want to understand that it is imperative that you express that, whether it's written or it's verbal. And number three, we want to make sure that you acknowledge that it is your responsibility to reach that goal, and there is nobody coming to save you in that journey. You have to make those steps. You have to keep going. You have to press forward. Now, in reaching for your goal, the fourth thing we want to talk about is challenge, right? I want you to really challenge those beliefs that have you think that you don't have the right to choose a goal, that have you think that you don't have the right to express your goal. You see, we all have a belief system. And we have a belief system in all of the areas of life, whether it's your faith, whether it's your finance, whether it's your fitness, whether it is your friendships and your fellowships, whether it's your finance, and whether it is your fun. We all have a belief system. And if you are living a life where you have yet to reach those goals that you really want in your life, I want you to challenge what is stopping you from reaching it. There was a young lady by the name of Toya. And Toya was recently registered in a network marketing company. A network marketing company is just another way to actually own your own business without a large overhead. And in her conversation, she's always wanted to run her own business. She's always dreamt of being able to live life on her terms. She's always wanted the freedom to travel when she wanted to and not just settle for the 3 weeks or the 4 weeks that her company allows her to take paid time off. So Toya was given the opportunity and registered to start her own business. And that she did. And she set a goal. She wanted to reach the first level within this organization within the first 30 days. Now, within that goal, there were some certain activities, certain things that needed to happen in order for her to see this success. There was a certain amount of calls that she needed to make. There was a certain level of interaction that she needed to engage in order to make sure that she reached her first level of success, her first goal in that company. Now, Toya had every reason to go after it. There was nothing externally stopping her. She had a phone. She had access to transportation. There were no parameters outside of herself that would have served as a halt for her to not reach that goal. 5 days passed. 10 days passed. 15, 20, and then finally 30 days passed. And within that 30 days, Toya did not make one phone call. Toya did not make one single effort to reach her goal. Now I want to pause here because many people may say, oh, I'm sure she had a great excuse as to why she did not go after her goal. And for those individuals who are used to sharing excuses, when you hear an excuse, they all sound good, right? And she did. She had a really good excuse. Her excuse for not even taking the action to reach her goal is because there was something inside of her that stopped her, that stifled her from taking the necessary steps towards success. And that could be a variety of things. Beliefs, things that she heard throughout her life that she chose to believe about herself. Now, I want to ask you, in your journey to reaching your goals, what beliefs have you chosen to adopt for yourself that will stop you from taking the necessary actions to move from where you are to where you want to be? If there are no physical impairments around you that could stop you from doing exactly what you need to do, what's going on internally that would cause you to make a choice to not step towards success? Now, these are some of the things that I coach individuals on, but when we look at the trueness of it, it is all based on one thing. It is one big factor that allows us to stop while we are in the pursuit of our goal. You want to know what that one thing is? That one thing is a choice. Now, there may be a variety of things that are fueling that decision. But at the end of the day, we all have a choice. And the moment you realize that you have a choice to actually pick the goal that you want, when you express that goal, either written or verbally, when you acknowledge that you're responsible for hitting that goal and you're able to remove all the challenges that may face you, or those challenges that are just all psychological. Once we've overcome all those things, once we've actually finished all of those actions, it is then and only then you can take the fifth and final step. And that's H. Hit the ground running. Now, when you hit the ground, you may not know all of the necessary steps that you need to take to hit your goal. That's when those mentors come into place. That's when you get the books. That's when you hire a coach. That's when you go to the various seminars to allow you an opportunity to broaden your horizon and to get educated in the area of expertise that you choose as an adult. To allow yourself an opportunity to really and truly answer the question without a shadow of a doubt. What do you want to be when you grow up? You see, it doesn't matter that you're 20, that you're 30, that you're 40, that you're 50, or even 60. If you still have breath in your body, if you still have the faculties of your mind to move, and you have your being, and you can make logical decisions and choices, if you still have the ability to move, if you still have the ability to go out and make decisions, you still have time to live life on purpose. You still have the opportunity to answer that question and once and for all marry the two. That the question that you were asked when you were a child, what do you want to be when you grow up? The answer to that is your goal. I'm going to ask you, as a fully conscious adult, now, what do you want to be as an adult? And following these 5 steps will allow you an opportunity to reach your goals and accelerate your success. Now, I hope that information was helpful to you. And for those individuals who choose to leave a comment, I'm going to pick 3 individuals. I'm going to share with you a gift, right? So for the first 2 individuals, well, we're going to randomly choose them, right? So for 2 of the individuals, you will have the opportunity to get a certificate of choice. This is actually a lifestyle map that I've created, and it's couched in Coda, which is the platform that I actually teach on. It's a certificate of choice which will allow you an opportunity to choose one area of your life and outline the necessary steps that you need to take that will take your life from where it is to where you want it to be in that one area. It is an opportunity for you to finally realize at least one of the goals that you've strived for all this time. And then for one lucky individual who makes the choice to actually leave a comment, you will get a 20-minute consultation, compliments of me. And there we will actually outline an array of choices and in the different life areas that I actually focus on. And it's actually 6 of them. So you get an opportunity to go through all 6 of those life areas and choose which one is the most important to you and outline a map, if you will, of how to actually reach a goal in all of those areas. So go ahead and leave a comment below, and we will actually choose 3 lucky winners within 24 hours. So good luck. I hope this was of value to you. And when it's all said and done, you have the right to choose. And I want you to choose to go fast. This is Tanya Biglow, and I'm your Coda Coach. Bye-bye for now.